You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk some Flash. Yes, I'm having withdrawals. We're still about 2 weeks away from the next episode, but I wanted to discuss the next episode because it looks like it's going to be big. We know by the highlights that Dr. Wells seems to reveal himself. And I especially like that one scene where they show Cisco like slowly walking towards him, and he goes so fast it looks like he breaks into two people. Now, leading up to this point, we know that Dr. Wells is Reverse Flash for the most part. However, I think we all can agree that there's something there where we haven't seen yet. Something is just not right. I mean, if he's Reverse Flash and he's supposed to be the Flash's enemy, and he was fighting the Flash during the scene with his mother dying, why is he helping the Flash? Well, it could be that maybe there's something that happens in the future to him, Dr. Wells, that requires Flash to be around in order for Dr. Wells' well-being. If that makes any sense. But it's so difficult to tell right now. We don't have all the answers. We know now that the Flash can travel through time. He's aware of it. He has progressively been getting faster, but he is nowhere near as fast as Dr. Wells. So now the interesting thing is, what happens? I mean, we see that Dr. Wells reveals to Dr. Snow that, you know, he obviously can walk when she turns around and she looks and nobody's sitting at the chair. Obviously, Cisco knows the deal now, and I'm pretty sure Barry's going to find out on the show. So it's just so much building up towards this episode, and I'm so looking forward to it. And, you know, there's also the discussions that E.T.N could very well be Reverse Flash. We do remember the episode, which I think was titled Man in the Yellow Suit, where he was beating up all the cops, and as he got to Eddie, he stopped and looked at him, and then he, you know. So, and the funny thing is, if you remember that episode as well, Reverse Flash was beating the hell out of Dr. Wells. Now, we know he's very fast, but is he that fast that he can change clothes in sequence like that and still kick his own ass? I don't know. I mean, we see that he's fast enough to look like he's two people, but is he fast enough to look like two people in two different outfits? I think that's a bit of a stretch. So it could be that the first time we saw the Man in the Yellow Suit was E.T.N and not Dr. Wells. And maybe there was a conflict there at some point, leading into the future where Dr. Wells lost the suit to Eddie and Eddie's a villain now. It's really so hard to tell. But one thing is for sure, it's going to get real. You know, we still have a lot of villains that are slowly coming into the mix. You know, Gorilla Grodd showed up. There's still the Trickster who's on the way. Obviously, there's another villain. I forget her name at the moment, but she's going to be played by Emily Kinney, formerly of The Walking Dead. I'm not a big fan of her, but this is a different environment, a different show. I'm really hyped about the show, so let's see how she does. You know, I gotta be fair. So there's still a lot of villains on the way. Of course, I've mentioned before, Captain Cold and Heatwave obviously escaped with the help of a mysterious person. So that remains to be seen. Firestorm arc seems to be settled, but I'm pretty sure we'll see Firestorm at some point, maybe saving Barry at some point or another. With all these villains, it's very hard to believe that Barry can do any of this by himself. But the faster he gets, the more he learns his powers, I think we're really going to see a different Barry Allen going to the end of this season. So, but I'm really psyched for this next episode. I'm really psyched to see how the team is going to react to Dr. Wells. I don't think he's the murderer. I think he might be the creator of the Reverse Flash. He might be the one to have the powers. But I think sometime in the distant future, he lost that power, or it was stolen from him, or whatever. Or he's working in cahoots with E.T.N sometime down the future. We just got to see how that's going to play out. Why does Eddie suddenly turn on Barry? Is it because of Iris? Is it because of, you know, some other thing that we just have no idea about right now? Could it be mind control? Could it be Gorilla Grodd mind controlling him of some sort, trying to you know, take down the Flash? You know, they could do something like that. Maybe that's why Gorilla Grodd's in the mix. There's so many different things that can come out of this, and I'm so excited to see what happens. That there's just so many different directions, In fact, I mean, that Gorilla Grodd thing just jumped at me because, you know, I'm still finding right now at the moment, I'm still trying to look for a reason why Eddie would turn on Barry. And even Iris is not, to me, a good enough reason, unless something big happened, like she cheated on Eddie with Barry. But I don't know. It's not that I don't see Iris cheating on Eddie with Barry. I don't know if Barry would go through with it, because he's such a good-hearted guy. As much as he loves Iris, I don't think he would want to do that to Eddie, especially considering Eddie's now one of his biggest supporters. So a lot of interesting developments on this show. And, and there's still a lot of good side content, with the Firestorms and the other villains of the world. And I like the fact that a lot of these villains have had a lot of staying power. They just haven't been bad guy of the week. I remember when the show first started, I was kind of afraid of that. The Weather Wizard came in and boom, Weather Wizard was gone. So, but a lot of these villains have a lot of staying power. A lot of, some of the other heroes, obviously Dr. Stein and Ray are still very much in the mix. So, it's just a great show. I'm having withdrawals right now, but I'm looking forward to the next episode with Dr. Wells finally revealing himself. I'm hoping we get some questions answered, or at least get some hints of how this whole thing is going to turn out with Barry and his mother and traveling through time. And something tells me that when Barry finally gets that ability and that chance to save his mom, something tells me that he's going to have to let his mom die to let the events play out the way they should. Maybe if he saves his mom as a little boy, he doesn't grow up to be the Flash. Very, very interesting developments on the show, which is what makes it so good. And I'm so looking forward to it. 2 weeks from now, I think, we'll be able to finally see the episode. I can't wait. And what do you guys think? What are your theories? Do you think that the real bad Reverse Flash is Eddie Thawne and Dr. Wells fall somewhere in the middle? Do you think there's a potential that Gorilla Grodd could at some point control Eddie Thawne as Reverse Flash, or Dr. Wells? I can't say Dr. Wells. It looks like him and Dr. Wells have some sort of agreement going on. But it's definitely, Dr. Wells definitely has some secrets we still have yet to figure out. And while he is very protective of Barry, he's kind of protective of him in an obsessive way. I mean, he's killed people just to protect Barry. So very interesting developments. And I'm just on the edge of my seat right now. I cannot wait to see how things play out. So why don't you share in the comments below? Let me know your theories. How do you think this is going to play out? I know a lot of you guys are a little bit more in tune with the comics than I am, obviously. I have not read them. I have learned a lot of these characters and a lot of the Flash universe from some of the stuff that you guys have shared, and just kind of looking through cliff notes here or there to try and get myself a little bit more familiar. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on how things are going to play out towards the end of this season. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers, or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.